across the road, which is great for families. So it's quite a decent family option.
So they've got a new chef recently, though.
Have they?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
If you were going to go for the highest, obviously we don't have anything really high quality over there because there's not anything options. But what would be the poshest hotel? Rosenhof?
It is Rosenhof. Yeah. Rosenhof's the highest end one. It's not high end, and like you say, it's still good value. So, and they often have availability at Rosenhof as well. The area that I really like is, I prefer to send clients to the north of the town, because then you're between Oudtshoorn and the Swartberg Mountains. It's a bit like Devon, isn't it? Because that's everything you're going to do in the Clyde Peru is going to be north of Oudtshoorn. So when you put in La Plume, you're south of Oudtshoorn, and then you have to drive through the town, which is pretty nondescript anyway. So the area north of there, around the Thorn Tree Guest House and Altus Landhouse, are two of my favourite areas to put people.
I didn't really like the Altus Guest House.
You didn't?
No, the one you was, to be honest, there was no one else there, they were closing down. It was just like full of weird like dolls and she had like dolls out.
That's all when you first go in, it's that doll.
Yeah.
So the hotel's nice, it's just the doll's a bit creepy and it's a bit dated.
It is creepy and dated, the whole area. It's on our list, yeah. I haven't been there.
The one where they have massive dogs. Yeah,
I mean, you walk in, there's like a little baby doll sitting there, it's like, it's really cool.
That's a bit weird.
What about this one called Diopstol?
Yeah, Diopstol we use. I think there was another one I did on recently as well, but I can't remember what it was called.
Shimano as well.
Yeah.
We use that, we don't use that.
Klangana or something.
Do we use that Zuki one, the place that does the meerkat tours?
We don't do it anymore.
Don't do it anymore.
We
They
dropped
had
it.
terrible service.
But we still do the meerkat tours.
Yeah, so the meerkat tours are definitely something that NF can book. Get up at the crack of dawn and go out with the guy and see the meerkats up close, which is a really cool idea to offer to clients, and just book it in. It's payable locally. It's about 600 rand, I think, to pay locally. Kango Caves, again, NF can book that.
Because you can also, they can,
Well, they-
we have the whole like, any big tour thing, they can literally just book tickets, kind of, which is
Can just do the Kango Caves. My favourite part of the whole area is doing the Swartberg Pass, and that can be done on a self-drive.
We have to go, but
Oh, is it a half hour? Was it a half hour thing? Okay.
No, it's an hour thing,
Is it?
but I've got to go as well.
Why?
Well, you're excused.
Oh, thanks, I'm still waiting a second. Carry on.
See you guys.
Will you be welcome lunch?
You have lunch, sorry.
Stop me and Laura.
So Swartberg Pass is cool, amazing for self-drive. It's some of the oldest mountains in the world at Swartberg, and then they cut through this mountain road in the 19th century, which has sort of exposed all this amazing geology and folds in the rocks. So it's a really cool thing to go and drive through it. You can do it on a guided tour as well, which we organise.
Is that like a circular route, or do you go there and then come back?
So you can go over to Prince Albert and back if you want. If you want to do the circular route, go over to Prince Albert and then run all the way along the east towards, there's a place called Meering Sport where you take the trip back via De Rust and then into Oudtshoorn.
So for a typical kind of, so I tend to put people in it's on for 2 days, sorry, 2 nights rather.
Yeah.
I'll have them driving from Swellendam in a very kind of leisurely fashion, more
Yeah.
kind of taking in what they're seeing whilst they get there.
Yeah.
And the aim of them getting there kind of late in the day,
Yeah.
first night, and then so effectively they've got a day. I tend to recommend Kango Caves and Swartberg Pass.
Yeah.
That's you sorted, and
Yeah.
obviously also the ostriches as you go. Is that about right? And then they move on to that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
That's a really full
Because I've never
day
been doing
drive.
got missed out of my.
So yeah, do an early morning Kango Cave, or they could do the Kango Cave on the day of arrival if they get there after the Route 62.
So it's
And
not all
then-
part of the same thing. I imagine the Swartberg Pass, the Klein Karoo and the Kango Caves are all one thing.
Well, they're not one thing, they're a region, and then there are different things within the region.
So it's not like you drive the Swartzberg Pass and then over here the Kango Caves.
Well, yeah, you
can
can
go
from Oudtshoorn, you come up north. The Kango Caves are on the right, and the caves are within the Swellendam Mountains, which is the range of mountains. You drive through the pass, and then there's a town of Prince Albert to the north of the Swellendam
So you
Mountains.
can do it all just like as a loopy
Yeah.
sort of thing.
So you can do Kango Caves, drive through the pass, lunch at Prince Albert, drive back via De Rust in the afternoon.
Do you need a special card for the Swellendam Pass?
No,
No, so.
Andrew did it in the sea.
that's correct.
I listen to you. You don't think I do, but I do.
The only thing that we used to advise clients is to make sure that you're coming back before 4 o'clock. Because if it is a thunderstorm in the afternoon and you're trying to come back that
Yeah.
pass, they can
They
get
can
stuck.
close,
And
okay.
yeah. So just make sure that they don't waste time unnecessarily and head back soon after lunch.
That's
This is
interesting.
all really useful. I wanted to like sanity check what I've been blindly saying to people.
Yeah.
Right, so this is good.
Yeah, because half of them, the pass is actually dug up by hand and is.
It does just, yeah, washes. They had a rockfall last summer, and it closed the pass for a bit. So,
I do like Ben who's talking about not staying in Oudtshoorn but staying in Prince Albert.
I think there's a place called African Relish or something up there, which is a
Yeah.
terrible name.
Self-catering option as well there.
Yeah, but so there are some options. I
But
haven't-
logistically, it doesn't. It's like 6 of one, after the other.
Logistically, yeah, it is. But like Arista was just saying, perhaps if they're arriving from Swellendam and they're spending all day driving, going up through the pass late in the evening might not be the best. I would probably go up the pass while the sun's, because you're in pretty deep canyons at certain points, and you probably want to have some of the sun coming in, otherwise it'll just you sort of ruin your rock formations
Makes
and
sense.
things, you know, the sense of it all.
I
But
know that there's obviously the Kango ostrich farm, which is sort of very much touristy based, and you can do crocodile diving, things like that,
yeah,
which is a bit maybe not what we're looking for. The one that I've sort of it's been mentioned to me is Chandler, which is the one when you're leaving Oudtshoorn going down towards the coast. It's quite a
Okay.
small one. But is there any, if someone's looking for someone particular, is there a particular ostrich farm that you would recommend?
not really. The Kango one is the one I've been to, and that's the guy who runs Thorntree. It's sort of part of his family. But no, I don't have any. I mean, there's so many of them. I know a lot of the other guest houses that we use, La Plume is on its own ostrich farm as well.
The blue looks quite kind of budget and basic from what I was thinking about.
It's all right. It's
The
not-
rooms are quite fancy.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
they're
the
quite
rooms are really
spacious,
fancy.
and it's got a really
It's like
nice
faded glory kind of feel.
Yeah, yeah. And the views are amazing from there. The pool and stuff, they've got beautiful decking. And it's just like as far as the eye can see up to the mountains. Basically. So it's cool. So the Smart Boat Pass you mentioned about Group C, it is unsealed. So let clients know that. I did it in a Group C, as Sophie said, and found it to be fine. But you possibly suggest having the slightly larger car if you're going to suggest people do it. A really good tour though is the Klein Karoo Eco Tour that we do as a full day. And this is a guy who's based in Oudtshoorn, and he will pick you up and they take you up to the top of the Swellendam Pass, do a little bit of a hike up there. They've got like a sort of, I don't know what it was, a little station up there, farming house.
In their own vehicle and everything. just
Yeah,
take it up,
yeah. And they say they do a bit of a hike at the top of the Swellendam Pass, go down the Swellendam Pass. He'll show you a lot of the geology side of things as well, and then they do another hike when they get round
Is
to.
that for the hikes optional for?
They're only
all the-
sort of short, sort
Yes.
of take a walk along this path and come back again, sort of thing. They're not arduous at all.
that
And
full-
yes, they
full
are.
day?
And did you get a Kango and everything?
Yeah, so they can do the Kango Caves in the morning. It includes lunch up at Prince Albert, and then it comes back via De Rust, and they do another little walk to the waterfall at Knysna.
And that's the one that's there in JD that it says full day tour of Oudtshoorn.
Oh, that sounds ideal.
Yeah, it's good.
Sometimes, like I say, that's a blindly saying to people,
Yeah.
It's so much better
struggle
to do it
sometimes
that
to
way than
quite
that
what to
way.
recommend. Maybe just, you go all this way,
Yeah,
take the bloody tour, get the best out of it.
And the guy's, you know, he's from the area, he's really enthusiastic about it all, and, you know, we all sort of South African.
It's not that
sort of
expensive
stuff.
either.
It's
I might
not
start
that
just building it in more often because
I think it's about 4,000 rand for the day, so it's not cheap, but it's
Do you know,
worth it.
do you know what his name is? Just so I can pretend I've.
it's on JD.
I can't remember actually. Look it up, it's True South Travel that run it. That's who we book it through, but they've got a bit of a website.
3,700 rand.
How much? 3,000?
3,758.
Okay. Well, that is, they can take up to 4 people for that cost, can't they? So,
I think so, yeah.
yeah, it's
Okay,
quite
that's
good.
not bad.
Just using it quite a lot now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Just chuck more stuff into Matrix.
Yeah, no, I think it's really
Very
good.
nice.
When you're sending it off to NF though, just make sure that they are booking the Kango Caves in the morning, because I've had a couple of clients say that they didn't get the Kango Caves.
Yeah, he was saying that it's not a standard inclusion, so you just have to make sure that
Right, okay, so they have to make sure it's booked.
the Eco Pass tour is the pass, it's not the caves.
Okay. So yeah, I think our text says that it is included, so clients expect it, so we just need to.
Yeah, our text needs to be edited and I need to put it on the help desk.
Okay,
That's why.
cool. Brilliant. And then, what am I doing?
Knysna.
So then you drive over the Oudtshoorn Mountains, down to George, along the garden route, through Wilderness. Wilderness is, I think we should use more of Wilderness. We don't use it much. The Palms guest house has just closed down, so we've only really got the one option there.
Moontide and views.
Moontide is quite nice.
Moontide and the views. Is it?
Moontide
It's really quirky,
is
isn't
so cheap.
Moontide and views,
Yeah,
Moontide and?
and the Views Boutique Hotel, which is quite
Moontide
big.
is so cheap.
You will notice that June has made it